We got Bully's outrageous achievements.
Intrigued by the idea of playing Grand Theft Auto but in the shoes of a child, then this is the game for you. Bully is hilariously offensive, and I hate to say it, but it probably wouldn't see the light of day if someone tried to develop it now. We play as Jimmy Hopkins, a 15-year-old sent away to boarding school for a year at Bulworth Academy because we keep getting expelled from every other school. Bully doesn't have any missable achievements, so I decided to just tackle the story and then mop up the rest of the achievements afterwards. I started with a meeting with my new principal, who told me to stay out of trouble before making my way to the boys' dorm and immediately learning the ways of schoolyard hand-to-hand combat. Then once inside the dorm, I met my new best friend Gary Smith. Gary kindly gave me a tour of Bulworth, even helping me get my first kiss along the way when I returned this young lady's stolen box of chocolates.
Ew.
At the end of the tour, I was introduced to the different cliques of the school: the nerds, preps, greasers and jocks. As a side note, do you not think this guy on the right looks like a cave troll from the first Lord of the Rings film? Ended my first class, and if only chemistry lessons were this easy in real life. More senseless violence followed that, and I even horrifically disfigured this poor guy by chucking a firecracker at him.
It's all pretty
a
standard
reward for my
shit.
chemistry efforts. My prize for this was the trusty slingshot. But before I could put that to use, I had to go to my English class, and I wish anyone with dyslexia the best of luck with these.
Yo, English class was a fucking pain in the ass. That's one thing for sure. I had to cheat on English, and I had to cheat on a couple of the other ones.
After
Geography
tormenting
as
some
well.
football players with my slingshot from a tree and then participating in the least intense game of keepy-up the world has ever seen, I befriended the homeless man who lives on campus behind the school bus, and he trades radio parts for combat training. I then had gym class and unlocked my first achievement for completing 3 lessons. I did another good
When I first played Bully, I didn't go to gym class the whole time. I had no clue that fucking gym class gave you shit. So I'm literally just fucking like playing that shit. And then the second playthrough, I like went to gym class, unlocked the headbutt. I was like, holy shit.
deed for the ladies, returning a stolen diary before going back to what Jimmy is good at. And whilst trying to walk someone safely back to their dorm, the clock passed curfew time, so with the finishing line in sight, a prefect came out of nowhere and dropped some jujitsu on my date. After a good night's sleep, I defended a nerd with my slingshot whilst he gave a rousing speech, and then it was time for Halloween. Now, Gary chose an extremely questionable costume for the night.
Yo!
While we headed out and got to work tormenting the rest
I
of the
remember
school,
that shit.
covering students with eggs, itching powder, and lighting some fireworks amongst a small crowd of my peers, just trying to have a nice time.
Great, which, by the way, that's a fucking insane stunt. Like, look at that thing. That's, like, they're actually fucked up from that. There's no way. And then look at him just fucking walking off, too. What a crazy fucking, like, frame right here.
And once we had acquired some dog poo, we headed inside the school and pulled off a classic prank to end the night, lighting the bag on fire in front of the staff room.
Yeah,
and
bro,
pulling
that
the
part was
alarm.
fucking crazy.
The next day, I completed another English lesson, my 6th class in total, and unlocked my second achievement. And then Gary wanted to show me the school's basement. He led me through the various rooms and tunnels until we came to this makeshift UFC-style cage. Gary decided he didn't actually like me and assumed that one day I would
Which, by the way, like, what the fuck is this? Hold on, let me go back for a second. Like, what is this room?
And then Gary wanted to show me the school's basement.
Fucking room. Like, this is a school, you know what I'm saying? Like, what?
He led me through the various rooms and tunnels until we came
What
to
is
this
this
makeshift
room?
UFC-style.
We're in a fucking boarding school. Like, what could this possibly be?
And then Gary wanted to show me the school's basement.
The fuck?
Cage.
The Diddy
Gary
room or some
decided he
shit.
didn't actually like me and assumed that one day I would betray him, so sent in the bully's henchman Russell to sort me out. Fortunately, I'm already a certified expert in hand-to-hand combat, so came out on top, earning the bully's respect. It also turns out Russell is more gentle giant than thug, so we put aside our differences and became buddies to try and restore peace at Bulworth.
Yeah, W. Russell, dude.
I take my education very seriously, so I first attended biology class, dissecting a rat with surgical precision and earning another achievement for completing my 9th lesson. I entered a boxing tournament at the Preppies gym and after wiping the
boxing
floor
shit
of the
was so
competition,
fun.
won a lovely lighthouse. Sadly, Gary was up to more shady business and accused me of saying various things about the Preppies, causing them to attack me at every opportunity. So I took some time away from that chaos to run some errands such as fishing for crabs with my bare hands and delivering food in this swanky outfit. I also worked on my driving skills by mowing lawns and finally doing some paper routes. In fact, I ended up just doing all of the paper routes in a row, so I picked up that achievement.
Yeah, that makes sense.
To further sound my relationship with the Preppies, I went on a hot date to the carnival with Pinky, a member of their clique. And whilst there, I completed each of the 4 carnival games at least once, which was another achievement. Although
Bro, this carnival shit pissed me the fuck off. And if anybody was here for this, we did a stream And we just fucking spent like, it was like 30 minutes just shooting these bottles, bro. There's a fucking achievement for that shit. He might talk about it.
This one didn't actually pop until the next time I booted up the game, and that's a bit of a common bug with Bully, it seems. With my hard-earned tickets, I was able to buy a teddy for Pinky, and then had a look around at some of the other interesting characters lurking at the carnival. First of all was a dwarf who has a vendetta against garden gnomes, so I promised to help her out and smash every gnome hidden around the map. These are one form of the collectibles in the game, and I saved that adventure until much later on. Next is the freak show, and I don't think you're likely to see anything like this in games these days. From the fat, ugly, bearded woman.
1, 2, 3, 4. God only knows what the fuck's behind this, bro.
To the boxing dwarfs and the screaming man in his padded cell.
Bet so much money on those two guys fighting.
My buddy Petey gives me the idea of challenging the Preppies champion Biff to a winner-takes-all boxing match, and again I make light work of him, but sadly the rest of his gang have a hard time accepting me as their new leader and instead disregard all honour and pile up on me. Unfortunately for them, they haven't heard that I've been participating in combat training with the homeless war veteran on the school grounds. This marked the end of chapter 2 and with it my next achievement, although I had just one thing left to do with the preps. Dr. Slaughter, the biology teacher, was not very happy that within their clubhouse lived a giant Venus flytrap, insisting that he must own the biggest, so he sent me off on a mission to infiltrate their house and deal with it. In order to gain access though, I first needed to disguise myself as a preppy. And despite loving my new look with the fashionable sweater and the fresh haircut, this didn't really make sense to me considering I'd literally just beat them all up and been crowned as the new leader. The game probably expects you to have finished this mission before the end of chapter 2.
You forgive and you forget, right?
Regardless of that little plot hole, I found my way to the top and using the standard issue poison gun, blasted the plant to death. And after that, lovely snow covered the ground and festive decorations lined the halls as I woke up on Christmas morning. And nothing screams Christmas.
Bro, I low-key can't wait for Christmas, bro. Just the vibes and everything. Like, anybody that's been in stream, like, I've been having fucking, little bit of, like, Christmas music and shit playing in the back. I haven't been streaming too much, but, like, for the background music, we've been doing Christmas, and I'm just fucking locked in.
It's like helping drunk Santa take revenge on the townies that torment him. I helped out this poor guy stuck in the toilet stool without paper, and that was my...
This fucking errand, bro. This guy thinks he's so smart. This guy deadass thinks he's a fucking genius for that. Let me see.
I helped out this poor guy stuck in the toilet stool.
Bro, I kept throwing that thing, and it would hit the light, bounce under there, under the fucking... You can't see it if you're on the portrait mode, but if you're in full screen... The urinal, bro. It'd bounce under the urinal and get stuck under there, and you can't grab it.
Achievement done.
Because if you go up to the urinal and press Y, you'll piss in it.
Imposter who has been stealing his business. So I headed to the town square with a baseball bat and destroyed the imposter Santa's set, giving our friend Santa the monopoly on photos. I took part in a school play, which was basically 5 minutes of Xylophone Hero, and won the nerd challenge by beating the high score on this arcade game.
Yeah, that nerd challenge is pretty annoying too.
Launch as my prize. Next, I met up with the leader of the Greasers, Johnny. Now, Johnny suspects his girlfriend is cheating on him with a prep, so I'm hired to take pictures and prove it. Unfortunately, his suspicions were correct, so he asked me to lead him to an abandoned BMX park so he can beat him up.
Dude, Johnny's girlfriend, I think, has actually fucked everybody in Bullworth. Not even kidding. She even hit Algie. She even let Algie hit.
In which I helped the Greasers and earn their trust. That trust doesn't last long though, because I immediately backstabbed them by spraying graffiti all over their turf, so they challenged me to a bike race. Obviously I win because there's literally nothing I can't do, and this impresses Lola enough for her to make a move on me. And that's all it takes to have me wrapped around her finger, and I promise to go get her items back from the Greasers' hideout. I succeed in my quest after fighting off a sledgehammer-wielding henchman, but then she dumps me anyway. I decide to go after Johnny again to put an end to all this fighting over Lola, and end up trapped in a junkyard. Johnny may have a bike and be wielding a pipe, but he is no match for me walking the circle and spamming slingshot.
Look right here. What is this thing doing here? I never understood this. Like, are you supposed to use this during the battle? I never used that shit. I literally just did what he did, slingshot the whole time.
Johnny tells me I can have Lola since I won the fight, but I'm now above that, so turn down his offer ending chapter 3 and unlocking the junior achievement. Christmas is over, the snow has melted away, and the jocks have come out of hibernation. And after they give Petey a hard time, I decide they're my next target. But before I get to them, I feel like doing some community service, so hop on the lawnmower and with them all now unlocked, finish up the rest for the achievement. To take down the jocks, I need some help. Help in the form of the nerds.
That's Algie right there, bro. Lola, the girl he was talking about. She let him hit. On God, I know she did.
On this idea though, and I have to...
Bro! I know she let him hit, bro. I know she let him hit, bro.
Convince the nerd leader. I find out the location of their headquarters with the help of my fists, and then I make my way through the area behind the back of school, running through what feels like a very low budget version of Takeshi's castle, ending with a standoff against a mounted potato cannon. I take it out and make my way inside, defeating Ernest and winning him over. Unfortunately, Ernest has some questionable intentions as he convinces me to take some sneaky pictures of the head cheerleader Mandy. From the subtle cheer practice photo to the not so subtle shower snap, either way, we give him what he wants and then discover two of our nerd friends need saving at the carnival. I make my way to the funhouse and absolutely destroy some jocks with the bottle rocket launcher before guiding the nerds to safety. But only after I got one hit by a spade and forced to start the entire mission again. But we got there eventually. I also get a go on the mounted potato cannon to fend off a jock assault on the observatory hideout, and find out the pictures I took have now been printed and stuck all around the school and town. So I do the noble thing and hunt them all down, covering them up with some graffiti. This pleases Mandy and she now likes me. I can't keep up, I think she's like my 6th girlfriend at this point. Ernest finally comes up with a good plan.
Jimmy be getting some play.
Game. First, I need to steal the mascot costume to infiltrate the jocks. I torment the mascot whilst dodging the entire football team, and with the help of the nerds, lure him into the empty swimming pool before unleashing my MMA skills and claiming the costume. I learn the mascot dance, which gets the jocks to leave me alone at the small cost of some blaring air horns and rattling cowbells. With my new disguise mastered, I start to sabotage the football team with a series of pranks, rigging the ball with explosives, supergluing the benches, peeing in the water cooler, and throwing marbles all over the field. At the small cost of some blaring air horns and rattling cowbells. With my new disguise mastered, I start to sabotage the football team with a series of pranks.
Right there. That fucking little shake thing, bro. I've seen that so many times playing that. Is that like a glitch only for Scholarship Edition, or like was that in the game at release? I don't know. That shit's such a weird glitch. I always seen it.
Peeing in the water cooler and throwing marbles all over the field. Between each one, I bust out my dance moves to avoid
some classic tomfoolery.
This only works for so long though, because after messing with the scoreboard, the jocks have had enough and call me out for a fight. I work my way through the football team's defence, launching explosive balls at them in the driving rain as the rest of the school just sits and watches. Eventually, I'm able to take...
Which, you know, another crazy mission. He literally strapped fucking bombs onto that shit, or like firecrackers or some shit, and is throwing that shit. Just another insane mission.
Ted and do my best impression of Russell Crowe in Gladiator. I'm the king of the school now and loving life. I even get another achievement for finishing chapter 4. My friends convince me that I need to pull off a spectacular prank, encouraging me to graffiti the town hall. I do so and come back to school to find chaos has broken out. Everybody now hates me, the library is full of rats, and the gym is burning down. I exterminate the rodents with my slingshot and save the gym before being told the leader of the greasers, Johnny Vincent, has been imprisoned at the local asylum due to his anger problems and paranoia. Being the stand-up guy Jimmy is, I climb over the fence and into the facility. Finding the laundry room, I pick up a uniform and no longer need to sneak around, pressing...
He's not showing like the whole parts of these missions, like the core part, dude. Fucking, I couldn't like... That mission pissed me off, dude. You had to like shoot some little like thing. He didn't show it, but...
The button to open up the doors and releasing the inmates. Johnny tells me that the townies are the reason he got locked up, and I go to confront them in their hideout. They become the latest victims of my bottle rocket launcher, and I claim their hideout as my own. I meet Zoe, who has been expelled, and together we pull a prank on the teacher who made some inappropriate advances on her and then got her kicked out of school.
This reminds me of, I don't know if anybody's seen it in the chat, but it's an Adam Sandler movie. It's like a cartoon. It's called 8 Crazy Nights. They do the same thing where they fucking knock some guy over in a porta potty, get shit all over him. This movie right here, it's actually a W movie if you haven't seen it. You gotta watch this shit if you haven't. Look at his face right here. Look at his sly ass little face right there. I'm gonna save that.
Smashing up a warehouse, I unlocked the achievement for covering 100 kilometers on foot total.
It's good, Quash.
At the end of the mission, I get another achievement for staying out a total of 5 hours after curfew. I catch the townies in the act of boxing up rats and confirm my suspicions that they are behind all of the recent chaos. Sadly, I can't convince the other students, and it turns out Gary snitched on me for writing the graffiti on the town hall. I'm expelled from my...
Yo, this guy just must be a god at this fucking game, bro. He doesn't, like, show any sign of, like, that he had to fucking ever redo a mission or anything like that. Like, bro, this one mission with the rats took me a half hour. On God, it did. I literally couldn't figure out what the fuck was going on. This guy, he just must be a fucking top-level gamer, I swear to God.
They're behind all of the recent chaos. Sadly, I can't convince
the other students,
and it turns out Gary snitched on me for writing the graffiti on the town hall. I'm expelled for my antics, whilst Gary Brown noses his way to head boy. I continue my investigation of the townies and with the help of Russell and a stolen police motorcycle, break into their hideout. I work my way through the abandoned chemical plant and using some lead pipe to recreate an epic lightsaber duel with Edgar, their leader. I defeat him and earn his respect as well as the rest of his clique. Zoe tells me a full-scale war between all
The most handsome game streamer on here. Yo, what's good, bro? Appreciate that. That is not cat, bro, gangster.
the cliques is now broken out at Bullworth. Russell enjoying the chaos. After beating them all up and asserting my dominance, I just have one person left standing between myself and redemption, Gary. I chase him up the bell tower whilst dodging his literal murder attempts before scrapping out on the scaffolding. We crash through the skylight and into Crabblesnitch's office.
Such an epic mission, dude. And like so fucking clean how he just falls into the principal's office, bro. That's got to be like symbolism or something, you know what I mean? That's actually clean, bro. And like, look, bro. Like, he's such a bad kid. He literally tied him up to the chair. You tied the principal up to the chair, bro. Like, he's actually a fucking bad kid, bro.
Crabblesnitch overheard all...
Like, bro, you think the bad kid in class is like, I don't even know. Like, what's the bad kid in class doing, bro? Like, talking to his friends a little bit? You know what I'm saying? Like, being a little bit loud, causing a little ruckus? This guy's a fucking felon.
of
Oh,
Gary's
God.
gloating during our ordeal outside and proceeds to write most
right
of
to
the
the
wrongs that
ribs,
have taken
too.
place over the storyline. Myself and Zoe are reinstated at Bullworth. Gary is sent packing. The dodgy Mr. Burton
What the fuck? Bro just has brains in a jar in here. I never noticed that while I was playing. What a freak.
is fired, and our buddy Petey is made head boy. With peace and order restored to the school, I walk outside to an adoring, cheering crowd. The main storyline is now complete, and I'm
Nice.
truly the king of Bullworth. But my mission isn't over just yet. I've still got
so
a
he's
lot
got a
of
whole bunch of the
miscellaneous
side stuff to
achievements
do.
mop up, and the real grind is just beginning. I head back to the carnival to take on the go-kart track. These are pretty straightforward, but actually quite fun, and I picked up the achievement for finishing half of the races, which unlocked more kart races in the town. And once I'd tackled those, popped the achievement for winning all go-kart races.
Yo, that go-kart was fucking fire. I had no clue the go-kart was even in the game when I first played. So when I first found it, it was fire as fuck. And you're supposed to, there's an achievement you need to do where you need to ride your bike and your skateboard. So I fucked myself over by like driving the go-kart for hella. So I had to do a lot of skateboarding and bullshit at the end of the game.
There's one more race-related achievement to finish, and that's all 14 on a bike. Light work for Jimmy. Next, I return to campus
that emote?
and start laying down some smooth moves. I need to receive 25 kisses from the ladies, but there's a few achievements that can be tackled together. I did make
Oh yeah, I remember this one too. When we were kissing the guys all day, dude, we had like 100 people in the chat just all day, bro. Fucking like, just saying the craziest
a
shit.
bit of a mistake though, so anyone planning on going for this should avoid doing what I did. Basically, one achievement requires you to pick 50 flowers. This is simple enough, but you can only hold 10 at a time. So the smart thing to do is to give them to girls, get your kiss, and then repeat. The problem is, once all art classes are finished, you no longer need to give flowers to receive kisses, and the ladies no longer take them from you. Luckily, there are a couple of the guys who will still accept flowers, and Jimmy doesn't discriminate, so after a bit of grinding and juggling, I unlocked achievements for getting 25 kisses from the ladies, 20 from the gents, and picking 50 flowers. This would have been a lot quicker had I not waited until after I'd completed Art 5 though.
Yeah, I mean, I feel the same. Like, that's literally the same thing. I waited till the end of the game to do all that shit.
I made my way into town and bought 100 sodas, as any normal person would do, and then egged 25 cars. I finished the final side mission, which popped the achievement for completing every mission in the game.
Yep, first time I played the game, I didn't even know there was like an extra mission, bro. I was so fucking dumb when I played that shit. The first time I just speed ran it and just only did the story shit. It was so like butt.
Only after I restarted my Xbox though. Then I
There's so
returned to
much.
tormenting my peers on campus. First using 100 taunts, then beating up my 200th opponent, and giving 50 wedgies. I used the chemistry set in my room to make stink bombs and threw them at 50
Bro said
people
Riz.
before taking the football behind the bus and kicking it 100 times. Finally, I tripped 25 students with marbles.
That's a
I
clean
wasn't
fit.
the only person doing the bullying though.
That's a cleaner
Around
fit.
me were kids being beaten up, clubbed
Dude, like, what is that? Fucking leopard leggings? Oh my god,
with
That's
baseball
clean.
bats or stuffed into bins.
that's clean as fuck.
And then back at the carnival, I broke 300 bottles at the shooting range, and then hopped on my skateboard and did some sightseeing.
I know
until
y'all remember the
travelled
bottle
a
shit if
total
you
of
were here.
50,000 meters. I popped 200 wheelies on my bike, and then
Bro, this literally looks exactly like my playthrough, bro. Literally, this is where I was doing all that, the wheelies and shit.
got
Like,
back to
what?
completing errands.
So
Again, my
weird.
life would have been easier had I completed these as I went through the story because I did ignore a lot, but I was silly and lazy. So randomly, you'll be approached and asked to help out in a simple quick task, and once done, they're ticked off forever, and in total there are 50. The most needed for an achievement is 30, but 40 plus is required for the 100% completion. I've actually seen the number debated online though. Either way, I did a variety of tasks
I didn't have
such
to
as
do 40,
rescuing
or
escaped inmates,
actually I might have.
reclaiming a stolen teddy, and helping a homeless man find his meds, and I unlocked the achievements for completing 20 and 30 errands. At the carnival,
Those errands, actually, I was heavily thinking of not even doing the 100% run because I didn't think I was gonna be able to find all the errands. But we ended up doing it, and it was worth it on the bully. GTA 3, we're not gonna 100% because it's actually impossible. I fucking like too far in the story to where like Colombian cartel has fucking they got AK-47s now and shit, and they just fucking absolutely drill me. So I can't. There's one rampage I have to do, and it's against the cartel actually, and it's just impossible, not even possible. I swear to God.
I beat the high score for the 3 arcade games.
Maybe this
These are
guy could
more
do
of a
it though. This
test
guy's
of
an animal
patience than
apparently.
anything. And with all my money from errands and missions, I visited
Bro,
the
put some
clothing
clothes
store,
on,
buying
Jim!
250 items in total.
Like, bruh.
At this point, I had 2 achievements left, so I hopped on my bike and eventually travelled a total of 100 kilometers, which left me with just the one
Bandex
for
bike
reaching
shorts,
100%
ayo.
completion. I still had quite a few miscellaneous tasks, and I won't go into all of them, but the longest was the collectibles, the rubber bands, trading cards, and gnomes. Luckily, I had all of these on the map as a reward for completing all of the geography classes.
Yeah,
And with
geography's
those out
clutch
of the
for
way, I
that.
swam to this hidden beach spot and beat up a pirate just trying to mind his own business, unlocking his hat.
W
I
pirate.
finished up the carnival by buying all items from the shop. The quickest way I found to get tickets was repeatedly dunking the dwarf into the water tank. The reward for finishing all photography lessons.
There's no way that this is the quickest one, bro. This guy's just a fucking asshole, bro. He literally just wanted to dunk this guy in the tank repeatedly.
Is
What a fucking
tickets from
what a
carnival
dick.
game, so definitely worth saving until that is
The
done.
other one that I was doing was way
I
faster.
completed a few other tasks such as filling the yearbook, and then once I realised all I was missing was buying the rest of the clothes, I picked those up, nearly running out of money in the process, but
I ran out of
unlocking
money.
the final achievement for reaching 100% completion. In total, Bully took me around 25 hours to 100% from zero, and while some of the miscellaneous tasks got rather boring, the main game is amazing. It's hilariously offensive when we're unlikely to see a
Hey, W video. I mean, that's pretty standard shit. That's about how I feel as well. The bully story was fucking great. The side shit was a little. I mean, it was good. It's better side shit than like GTA 3 for sure. So, I'll give it that. It was fun as fuck. It was a good 100% for sure.